G'day, Josh here, back with another Chess Rush video. And as you can see, I've been cultivating my lockdown beard. Let me know what you think of the beard down in the comments. Probably needs a bit of a trim soon, but it's fun. It's fun growing out the beard. Anyway, what I want to do today with this video is jump into my favorite game mode. And I think it's the best game mode available in Chess Rush. Chess Rush offers quite a variety of game modes. Let's go through them, and I'm probably going to miss at least one because this is just from memory. So we've got, let's start with co-op, because co-op has actually been removed now that duo is available. So there's the duo modes in both turbo and classic, and obviously the ranked version of turbo and classic. You also got squad clash / guild wars, which is just a version of squad clash on the weekends with your guild. Then you have treasure arena, which is ranked. Turbo Awakened, which is kind of like the turbo version of Treasure Arena with some changes, and it's unranked, it's a casual mode. And you've also got the poker mode, as well as like training with bots and practice mode as well. So there's a ton of modes in Chess Rush, including a legacy mode that's no longer available in co-op, which I actually really enjoyed. So I'm a bit disappointed that it's gone, but anyway, I'll live. Turbo Awakened, out of all of those, is my favorite. I personally prefer the solo modes most of the time, and I love what they've done with Turbo Awakened. So I'm going to go through a game replay of a game I played earlier today. Pretty fun build as well. I'm not sure that it's necessarily a secret or a new build. I think it's a pretty common mix of some pretty popular builds in the meta at the moment, so no surprises there. One sort of thing that's worth mentioning, Turbo Awaken isn't super popular right now, so you will end up with bots in matches as well as humans, which definitely happened in this match, and sometimes the queue times can take a little while. I think it took a couple of minutes to queue up for this game, but super fun nonetheless. There's essentially 4 things that are different to most other game modes at this point in time, including being a little bit different to Treasure Arena. So I will talk through those as they come up. So let's jump into the gameplay now. Obviously, you see that I start with a couple of Frost Lotuses there, which is awesome because the build I'm going for does rely on those. Unfortunately, I can't show that in game, but you will see that build sort of come together as we go. So I started this video already in the replay, so you wouldn't get an early preview. You'd have to see it as it comes together, but we will skip through. We've got the first 2 creep rounds. You can see from the first round I got a cloak, and I'm going to get something slightly different from the second round, and this is more akin to the Treasure Arena item, so it uses a wider item base. So I'm getting a sapphire here, but it's slightly different to what is obtained. There's a couple of extra items to what you can get in Treasure Arena. So when I get those, I will point them out to you. But obviously, for those that haven't seen, that's the Sapphire item, and that's some of the upgrades. Quickly clicking through those. So let's go ahead and skip through a couple of rounds. I actually want to now, let's check out this PvP round, just because PvP rounds are fun. So we'll skip straight to the battle, and you can see the board coming together. You can see that I'm collecting, at this point in time, both humans and punishers. Go up against an opponent, and pretty comfortable with the win. Got lots of 2 stars on my side of the board. This is a build that you kind of do roll early to try and get 2 and 3 stars with some of the key pieces, such as Joan of Arc. So getting that win there. Now let's skip through to the next creep round, and you're going to notice something different here. Actually, before we do that, I'm actually just going to go back to that battle, because I just forgot one of the things I wanted to mention. You can see, based on the icon on the right, the crossing swords, that it's the older style, not the original way the game used to be played, but it's the head-to-head mode from last season, in that there's only 4 actual matches being played, and there'll be a winner and a loser on each, unless it is actually a tie. So I really like that head-to-head format. I think it's great. Now, look at this. The Big Bear has what is called blue power. He has a buff. That blue power, if a hero kills the boss, then they gain a buff that boosts mana. So the hero that kills that boss will restore 5 mana per second and get plus 20 ability power. That will be a permanent buff for that hero. So you kind of want to make sure that the hero that gets it is a hero you're going to be using. Now, you can't guarantee that. The way this build ends up going, I'm not using either of the gluttons or a 3-star glutton in the end game build. So I have to get a little bit lucky and hope that the glutton doesn't end up getting it. And thankfully, you'll see that my Joan of Arc is the one that ends up getting blue buff. And now Joan of Arc has the blue power. And you can see up here, if I click, Joan of Arc is the hero that has blue power. So it shows up there under the combos as well. There's 3 different colors, blue, red, and yellow. And a couple of those will come up in this game. One of them doesn't, so you'll have to discover that one for yourself. But the color kind of gives away a little bit of a clue anyway. And we also get one of the new items here as well, the blacksmith tool. This is a tool that immediately upgrades any base level item. Fantastic. So it's also worth noting there is no carousel round in Turbo Awakened, but there is one other difference that I haven't mentioned now. So I've talked about the new items, the head-to-head mode. I've talked about the buffs. Every creep round after the first 2 gives a buff, and there'll be 1 buff per creep round, red, yellow, or blue. It's worth noting that a hero can double up and get like a red and a blue buff, and that does actually happen. I think my Joan of Arc ends up with blue and yellow buffs this game. Now what I want to do is, actually I have a hero in which I can show it. It is this Flame Caller here. You will notice, look at her stats on the left hand side. Those that have played Turbo Awakened, or those that are eagle-eyed, will have noticed she has 2 abilities. She has her regular ability, Cleansing Flame. Everyone knows what that does. Flame Caller's ability is pretty OP. It has been for a long time. But she also has, I'm going to hit pause here so I don't skip to the next round and have this interrupted. She also has an Awakened ability. Now, you need an item to awaken heroes, but when you get that item, it's a legendary item, but it drops reasonably regularly in later rounds. And I don't think any 1 or 2 cost heroes have an Awakened ability, but certainly some 3, 4, and 5 cost heroes do. If you equip the item, the default ability gets turned off, and the Awakened ability is what ends up triggering when your mana bar fills up. So for Flamecaller, it is triple fireball. She shoots 3 fireballs to attack 3 different enemies, dealing 850, 1300, or 2300 magic damage. So her default fireball Cleansing Flame deals 1500. This one deals 853 times, so it definitely deals more damage. So most of the heroes, in my opinion, their Awakened abilities are better, but in some situations they might not fit with the comp you're running, or they might actually just not be better. There are a couple that are a bit weird in my opinion, like Shakaraka. I would never use his Awakened ability, I don't think, because his default ability is just so strong, and his Awakened ability just regens his own health. You can do that with items, so I'm not sure why I would use his Awakened ability and give up on that massive area of effect stun. Another one that you won't see in this game, but it's worth mentioning, is also Head Reaper, the Goblin Assassin. His Awakened ability actually generates gold. He essentially targets an enemy, a random enemy gets marked, so to speak, and when that enemy dies, if it dies, so you've obviously got to kill it, or at least win the round to guarantee you kill all enemy heroes. When that enemy hero dies, you actually get some crystals. You actually boost your economy. I think it's 2, 3, or 4 crystals. It might even be 2, 4, or 6. I can't remember 100%, but that depends obviously on the star rating of Head Reaper. So that can be really good if you get it sort of mid-game to get some extra crystals and then revert back to his original for the late game, because obviously his original ability is very, very strong. So anyway, you're getting a bit of an idea of where this comp is coming to. I'm going to skip straight through to round 10 creeps and see that there is another blue buff on the leader of the Harpies here. What is he called? He's called, oh, she's called Harpy Queen. There we go. So who ends up getting blue buff this time around? From memory, it's Frost Lotus. Let's see if I remember that correctly. Yes. No, it's Devourer, sorry. And that's actually Lucifer, who used to be Devourer. That's actually a very, very nice one to get that as well. Makes him transform even quicker, although he won't get the benefit of, if we bring up blue buff here, he won't get the benefit of restoring 5 mana once he's already transformed. It does nothing, but it will allow him to transform quicker. And you'll see that we've got some extra items, including Soul of Awakening. And this is the item I was talking about. Awakens hero's second ability to replace the default ability. Only some heroes can be awakened. And I tell you what, some of the fun in playing this mode is discovering the heroes that can be awakened, which is really, really cool as well. I don't think I have any other heroes that can be awakened at this point in time. I believe all of these, yeah, they just have the default. So at this point in time, it is just Flamecaller, but I did just find a Lightbringer, and she can be awakened. So there's her default ability, Holy Light, deals area of effect damage. You can also awaken her to deal area of effect healing, as well as reviving dead heroes in the area of effect. So it's a circular area of effect as opposed to her damage cast, her default ability. But being able to revive 1 or 2 heroes if she's 2 or 3 star is very, very strong. So she has a very, very nice ability. Unfortunately, take the L there. So let's go ahead and jump through to round 15. We have yellow buff now on one of the creeps, and you can see that yellow buff. Oops, try that again. Let's jump through to the battle and try that. HP regen speed plus 50, magic resist plus 25, and armor plus 50. So it's one that makes the hero that earns it. Joan of Arc in this case, you can see that by clicking here as well. Joan of Arc. That makes her even harder to kill. She's a 3-star, and she's also got blue buff, so she is incredibly strong at the moment. And you can see the build coming together. 5 humans, 4 punishers. Currently only 2 sorcerers, but I've got the 3rd sorcerer in Lightbringer, and I've also got General of War as my 6th human, and then the Marshal, if I do end up getting to level 10, gives me a very strong individual hero and a 2nd summoner as well. So that's the plan. Here's another Dimension Walker. Obviously, I'm working towards 3 stars at this point, and I end up having to sell off the Frost Lotus despite being very, very close to 3-starring, because 3-starring 3, 4, and 5 cost heroes is just way better than 3-starring a 1 cost hero. So I make that sacrifice there. And we're going to jump through, looking at the HP. Actually, I think we're getting close to the end game here. From memory, there's a couple of eliminations this round, a few more next round, and then we go down to the final 1v1. So I end up getting a very, very quick kill there. This build is incredibly strong at this point. And it's going to get even stronger as I get to level 8 and level 9. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of spinning to 3-star things. A little bit unfortunate that I've only managed to 3-star Joan of Arc, but you'll notice that she has an item that clones herself. So I do actually have another version of Joan of Arc on the board. For those that haven't seen that, I will click on that item this round. We'll bring up the attack there. So this is the item. Summons a clone, one clone. That's a little bit weird. Maybe it's because replay mode. Summons a clone around the hero with 50% HP and attack damage and all of their attack effects. Given that it has all of their attack effects, I actually wasn't paying attention to this during the game as we lose this round. Whether it actually triggers... I think attack effects is just equipped items. I don't think it's their abilities, but let's just confirm that the next round. Let's jump ahead. Next round, we're down to 5 opponents at this stage. Also on this hero, Mana Crystal, which is really good for just getting that ability churning over as quickly as possible. So what we're going to do, jump to the battle. Then we're going to click on... There it is. There is the... No, if she's casting or not, to be honest. I don't think she is. I think her mana bar is just, yeah, I don't see any of the summons coming out of the clone. So I believe that their actual abilities don't work on the clone. It's just any items that do sort of attack damage with their attack effects. So just like that, we're down to the final 2. So let's go ahead and give you a quick look at how this shot round went, I guess. How many crystals do I have? 19. Not too much happening there. I think I'm saving for a level, actually. So let's skip through. Oops. Try and hit that correctly. Skip through to the last few battles here. You see that my opponent has not lost at all. Has not lost a round at this point in time. But we're hoping to change that. We would like to come out with the win here. And their corner positioning wasn't necessarily the smartest change for them against area of effect sorcerers. And a awakened Flamecaller that might not be messing into well, but it works out for them there. They get that round win. We get through to the next creep round. Let's go straight to the battle and see who ends up with yellow buff. We already have a yellow buff on Joan of Arc. And our second yellow buff ends up on Frost Lotus. That's why I was thinking Frost Lotus got one earlier. Get myself another blacksmith tool there, another upgrade to anything that I like. Now, from memory, I end up making an upgrade. Let's just jump through this battle here. Must be next round. I end up getting a freezing crystal, I think, on my Flamecaller, which is a very, very nice weapon. And I'll show you how that works for those that don't know. I do believe I end up winning this round, which is a good sign, because this is the first time that I've beaten this player in this match. We do get the win there, and that shuts them down, and that brings the health total a little bit closer. Now, you can see that there. So, There is a Frostbone, it's called, sorry, my mistake. Freezes an enemy in the opposite position for 4 seconds. If the opposite position is empty, freezes the closest enemy for half the duration. So the opposite position obviously is this opposite corner. Now he moved, but it's still a very key hero. The Stinger here, and it's an Awakened Stinger as well. So the Awakened Stinger, if I can view that without it glitching out, increases attack speed by 100% during the next 2, 4, or 6 attacks. Also not sure if that's better. The Awakened Kraken's an interesting one. Parasite Arrow shoots an arrow at an enemy, dealing X damage and marking the target. The marked enemy generates an octopus upon death. Now at this point in time, there is no octopus skin in game, so it just shows up as an Auto Menace. You saw that ring in the bottom right? That was my Lightbringer's Awakened ability. You see that 3-star Flame Caller is absolutely shredding. Look at the DPS charts there, and I end up doing very, very well. And you would have noticed that that Stinger got frozen at the start of that battle as well, and that ends up being the final round. I did enough damage yet to take the opponent out, or maybe they just quit. I'm not actually 100% sure there, but we get the win. So once again, if you want to play Turbo Awakened, go into Casual, select Turbo Awakening, and there it is. It is so much fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you have played this mode. I love it. I love it so much. I really hope it becomes ranked at some point in the not too distant future. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my future content. And until next time, I'll see you later.